There we go. Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here on the 22nd of March, 2021, to talk about everything that went down tonight on Monday Night Raw. Now, tonight's Monday Night Raw, I'm not going to say, I was going to say it wasn't a particularly good show, but it did do a lot to build the Mania, so that was good. But when I really think about it, because of what it did to build towards Mania, I do have to say it was at least a good show. I can't say it was bad because we learned of 4 new matches, I want to say. 4 new matches, 2, I think a few, and we'll get to it when we get to it. I'm trying to think. Excuse me. A few matches we knew were going to happen. It was just a matter of time before they were announced. One match was technically announced, but a stip wasn't announced. So we'll get into all of that as we talk about tonight's Monday Night Raw. But remember, if you are watching us live, then that means you're here either on twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited or youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either hit that donate button down below to donate some Twitch bits, or you can donate down below or Twitch bits in the live chat through Twitch. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel right here on Twitch, either with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. With Prime Gaming, you get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and we would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. On the flip side, if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, then you can help us out a couple of different ways there, either in the live chat with a super chat or a super sticker donation, or you can subscribe to the channel as a member. As a channel member, you get perks like early access to news, like early access to non-news videos, and you get some emojis you can use in the live chat and a badge next to your name. Also, remember, you can also help us out and support the channel always with patreon.com/PW Unlimited. But we got a lot to unpack here with this Monday Night Raw, so let's jump in and get right to it. Monday Night Raw kicks off immediately. Bobby Lashley coming out. Now correct me if I'm wrong, I don't even remember them doing like a last night on Fastlane recap. They may have, but I don't even remember it. I remember we get the intro video, dun, 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 and then boom, Bobby Lashley, almighty champion. And I'm like, damn, they really just getting in it. Okay. So Bobby Lashley comes down with MVP, and he is scheduled for a non-title match with Sheamus. They were having a nice back-and-forth match here until Sheamus became momentarily distracted when Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin showed up at ringside. This allowed Lashley to knock him from the ring. And I may be a little distracted here, guys. I'm waiting for some news regarding not next week's Raw, but the following week's Raw. Trying to get it confirmed if that's going to also be a pre-taped show or not. If I do find out while we're live, I'll let you guys know. If not, I'll let you know afterwards. But with that, Lashley knocks Sheamus from the ring. Alexander distracted the referee and Lashley simultaneously, while Benjamin clotheslined Sheamus. Lashley appeared confused as to why his Hurt Business buddies were here at ringside. Alexander and Benjamin cheered on Lashley as MVP appeared slightly confused even more. Lashley remained in control and hit a power slam for a 2. Alexander tried giving words of encouragement, but Lashley told him to step down from the apron. Sheamus used the distraction to mount a comeback, and they gave Sheamus a lot of offense in this match, way more than I expected. He clubbed away at Lashley before hitting the flying clothesline to the outside. Sheamus hit another one in the ring for a 2, and a lifting knee strike for a 2. Sheamus seemed to be setting up for a bro kick at one point, but became distracted by Cedric Alexander. This allowed Lashley to hit a spine buster and apply the Hurt Lock to pick up the submission victory. Alexander and Benjamin attacked Sheamus after the match as Lashley continued to look on in confusion. I didn't bring you out here. Why are you guys even out here? And they're beating down Sheamus, and out comes Drew McIntyre. He ran down to the ring and fought off Alexander and Benjamin. He then dared Benjamin to come on in and come back and get some. McIntyre would confront Lashley as MVP was holding him back, saying, "Wait till Mania. Bobby, wait till Mania. Bobby, wait till Mania." And McIntyre was just like, "Hey, tell me what you got right now. What do you got? Let's go. Take a hit. Hands behind my back. Go for it." Eventually, MVP was the voice of reason, and Lashley left. I actually liked this a lot because usually Raw starts with a long, drawn-out interview segment, some sort of speaking segment. But no, match right at the top of the show, right into an angle that leads to something later on and is building to WrestleMania, the next pay-per-view. So I really enjoyed the way they did this. It didn't feel like we were getting a same old Raw. It really did feel like it was, a different type of Raw. Which, in a way, it kind of was, because you never get this much announced for the pay-per-view on one episode. But they also do know, fuck, it's Mania. We got to get as much announced as possible so people buy tickets. Because they didn't sell out over the first weekend of tickets being on sale. I think, from what I heard, I think they may have sold 75%, if not a little more, but it was not a sellout yet. Tom Phillips plugged that Randy Orton will call it the Fiend later on tonight. We'll learn that was our main event segment. He said that they would show a replay of the new look to the Fiend. Actually, what he said was, "We'll take you back to his hideous reemergence from the fiery depths of hell." I was like, okay, what a way to put it. So, in the back, Lashley told Alexander and Benjamin that he didn't need their help. MVP actually got on them, saying that we didn't want you there because that tarnished the image of the WWE champion. It made it look like Lashley couldn't beat Sheamus on his own. And that's not what we want. MVP basically said, "You embarrassed the champion, just like you're an embarrassment for losing the Raw Tag Team Championships." He said it didn't reflect well on Lashley and wanted to know what they were going to do to make it up. So I thought we were going to get, because, first match of the night, they're going to give Sheamus time to recover, and then we get another Sheamus match where he teams with Drew against these guys, but that's not what we got. Similar, but not quite. There was a video package of Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton from Fastlane, the Fiend's return. Byron Saxton repeated the fiery depths of hell line we had just heard before the break. So hopefully, whatever this match between Randy Orton and the Fiend at WrestleMania is, it's not a fiery depths of hell match. So next up, the Raw Women's Champion Asuka took on Peyton Royce in an 11-minute match. They had clips of Royce's Raw Talk promo before her entrance. Actually, even during her entrance. Royce got a good amount of offense in here. And another time, there's 2 matches in a row where I go, damn, they're giving the challenger a lot. They're really giving the challenger more than I expected. But Asuka would mount a comeback after commercial break. She hit a German suplex and a Shining Wizard for a 2. Royce blocked a back fist attempt and hit a Widow's Peak for a 2. Asuka ducked a roundhouse kick and hit a code breaker for a very close near fall that looked like Peyton Royce sold this code breaker tremendously. Like, everybody thought that was it. I'm like, new finishing move for never mind. Royce used a double foot stomp off the top, but Asuka kicked out at 2. Asuka would then apply the armbar before transitioning into an Asuka lock to pick up the submission victory. The announcers really put over Peyton Royce's effort in this match and really put over that she gave a valiant effort. Asuka's in the ring, celebrating when we hear the music of Rhea Ripley, and we all knew what was coming. Not in the way they did it-ish. Ripley comes down to the ring, and she goes, "I know a couple weeks ago, Charlotte Flair was out here challenging you to a match while you were recovering at home. Now, Charlotte Flair is not here. She is at home recovering from COVID." I'm all, they said the dreaded C word that they never like to say on TV. Holy crap. And she goes, "Since Charlotte is not here, I want an answer from you for my question that I have. I am challenging you, Asuka, to a match at WrestleMania. You and me, Raw Women's Championship. What do you say?" Asuka grabbed the mic and said, "You are not ready for Asuka?" I accept. This match is going to be holy crap good. Everyone was all like, Sasha and Bianca's going to be so good. Sasha and Bianca's going to steal the show. No, I don't think so. I think if we're looking at the women's matches we know so far, this is going to probably be the better match. I think Asuka versus Rhea Ripley is going to be a top 3 match at Mania. I think the best match will be that triple threat that hasn't so far been announced. Bobby and Drew is going to be really good. But then I think Asuka and Rhea Ripley is going to be right there as like the third best match of either night. Now, speaking of Charlotte Flair, I want to bring something up from her husband-to-be. He tweeted out, let me see if I can find the tweet now, it's right here. So let's pull this up really fast. So Andrade tweeted this out during Monday Night Raw. We all know, of course, Charlotte Flair says, I know everyone has been wondering where I've been. I tested positive for COVID and have been home resting. Thank you, everyone, for the love. Well, Andrade tweeted, 4 more days and you clear. Hashtag mommy. I hope you go back to the Mania poster. Let that sink in for a second. That her 2-week quarantine is up tomorrow. Her 2-week quarantine is up tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, but in 4 days. Like I stated earlier, I think, and why is my camera not coming back now? I think that there's something more than just COVID-19 keeping Charlotte away from WrestleMania. Because remember when Drew McIntyre had COVID? And he missed 2 episodes of Raw and then was back in time. Well, they could do the same thing with Charlotte. I don't see why she has to miss WrestleMania unless there's another issue, another story we don't know yet. Because she made the challenge to Asuka. Asuka could have easily said, 2 weeks ago, Charlotte Flair challenged me to a match at WrestleMania. I accept. Charlotte could show back up next week. Bada bing, bada boom, there you go. So there's gotta be another reason, and I don't know what it is, so I'm not even going to speculate, for Charlotte to not be at WrestleMania other than COVID, because she'll be cleared well before WrestleMania. And Rodney in the Twitch chat says, I heard there's a movie that keeps Charlotte off TV. No. I've been able to confirm that the movie that she's scheduled to do, Walking Tall, the script isn't even done. The script isn't even close to being finalized. So if people keep saying, oh, well, isn't she going to go film the Walking Tall movie? Yeah, maybe in like 6 months to a year when the movie's ready to go. It hasn't even hit pre-production yet because they're still working on the script. So that's not the issue. That's not the issue. It has nothing to do with the Walking Tall movie that she's supposedly in line for. And they haven't even officially stated if she got the role. They said that they are looking at Charlotte Flair for the lead. But they haven't even officially announced that Charlotte's got the role. Usually they announce who's going to star in a movie before they film the movie. Especially a movie of this caliber with this type of a star. Especially if she's going to need to take time off of WWE television for it. So, yeah, no. I have been able to confirm this has nothing to do with the Walking Tall movie. The movie's not even in pre-production yet because the script isn't even close to being finalized. But with that, as we move on, Adam Pearce would approach Drew McIntyre in the back. He talked about Sheamus. And Pearce said, why would you come to Sheamus's aid? You guys just had a big match last night and really? And McIntyre's like, well, he gained his, respect. Respect. That's why. Plus, I can't let those guys just go out there and do whatever they want. Pearce will then go, well, we got a match for you tonight. You've been challenged in a handicap match by both Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. In a handicap match. And Drew's kind of like, handicap match. What's in it for me? And Pierce goes, okay, what do you want? And Drew just basically simply goes, well, if I win, those two banned from ringside at WrestleMania. I don't want them there at all. Pierce goes, all right, you got it. You don't want them there? Go beat them. With that, we move on to the second hour of the show. Also, guys, remember, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. Also, I forgot to start our polls. Let's do that really fast. What did you think of tonight's Raw? Get our polls going here. I liked it. It was all right. Whoops, that's all caps. It was all right. You guys ever have the issue when you go to hit your cap locks button, you accidentally hit or go to hit the A and you accidentally hit the cap locks? Happens a lot. I didn't like it. All right, poll is live on Twitch. Let's throw it up for the YouTube chat. I saw some people in the chat asking for it. I liked it. It was all right. Didn't like it. Bing, bang, boom. There we go. There's your poll. Let me know in that poll what you guys thought. We got Miz TV. And Miz said the last thing he needed this time of year was to be laughed at and mocked by Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. Miz and John Morrison put over Bad Bunny's success, but Miz said that he didn't belong here. It's one thing to do a performance and hang around backstage, but what Bad Bunny's doing is not showing him any respect. Miz called himself a two-time Grand Slam champion, which he's the only two-time Grand Slam champion. And Morrison noted, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and The Undertaker can't even say that. Miz went on about how he and Morrison don't get any respect, or at least not enough. They showed a WrestleMania poster that excludes the two of them, but does have Bad Bunny on it. Miz says he's reached his breaking point. Showed a replay of Miz attacking Bad Bunny last week with a guitar. Miz said that Bad Bunny should hop back into whatever hole he came from. Miz and Morrison said they have a new music video dedicated to him, and they'll debut it next week. But here's a little teaser called Hey Hey Hop Hop. This was what the fuck. What the fuck dumb. I don't know what this was. After they air this little teaser, Miz would then go on to challenge Bad Bunny to a one-on-one singles match at WrestleMania. Miz says, I'm not only here to end your career, but I'm going to end your career. And I go, what the fuck was that, Miz? So for people who may ask, why is this not the tag match we've been hearing since the Rumble? I don't know per se, but one person did indicate to me tonight that they think that the reason this is not a tag match is because Morrison may not be cleared. If you don't remember, about 3 weeks ago, John Morrison hit a dive in a match and landed awkwardly on his knee. The rest of the night, we saw him like 2 more times that night, he was limping. The word that I got from somebody in the company was that Morrison may not be cleared yet, hence why he can't actually wrestle the full-blown match, but he can do a couple of small things and be there at ringside. So that's why the graphic showed Bad Bunny and Miz with Damian Priest in Bad Bunny's corner and Morrison in Miz's corner. So again, I haven't had it 100% confirmed, but they stated that, the source did say that they believe, and they said, I don't know for sure, but they believed it's because Morrison hasn't been cleared yet. And I go, oh, I forgot Morrison got injured, to be honest. But then, Miz says he wants some respect, and he's going to get that by beating Jeff Hardy tonight. And could you guys guess how long this match went? Remember, Jeff Hardy's in this match. Funny enough, match went 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 4:20. Anyways, that was a stupid joke. But before the match, Hardy said, we know that Morrison's going to get involved, so Miz, how about you save us the trouble and just send him to the back? And Morrison goes, okay, I'll go. They had an even match here with Miz winning pretty clearly. Wasn't much to really talk about. Miz hit the skull-crushing finale at the 4-minute mark or whatever and pinned Jeff Hardy. Bad Bunny would appear and smash the guitar over Miz's back after the match. Actually a good visual, and Miz sold this really well. Bad Bunny would grab a mic as he walked up the stage. I fear for this match. I do. Bad Bunny, all he did was hit Miz with the fucking guitar, and this guy was out of breath. He was hemming and hawing, leaning over, kind of catch his breath. I accept your challenge, bitch. Like, they better keep this match simple. He was breathing hard. And all he did was jump in the ring and hit Miz with the guitar. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but that's the match at Mania. The Miz versus Bad Bunny. And we'll talk more about that later when we talk about which matches on which night as far as what WWE announced tonight. So next up, we had AJ Styles. He's going to take on Kofi Kingston, but he cut a promo beforehand. Styles said that he and Omos would literally bury the New Day at WrestleMania. He said they were full of confidence, and Styles said they can't lose. New Day would interrupt. Xavier Woods thought that it was funny that Styles wanted to bury them in holes, considering last year's a boneyard match. I like that callback a lot. Kingston called Styles a wee little man and warned Omos that he can lose the match if Styles gets pinned. New Day questions how close these two really are. But Styles said almost was his best friend. New Day started asking them questions. What was this, the dating game or something? Like at one point, he said, what's Omos's favorite color? And AJ didn't know it, and he said mauve. Omos's favorite color is mauve. He said, what's his favorite ice cream? And I think AJ said, he said like vanilla or something. He goes, peanut butter caramel. He said, who's his all-time favorite wrestler? And AJ goes, of course that's me. And he goes, Andre the Giant. Styles said, you know, we don't need all this. Just get in the ring. We don't need all this. Just let's have our match. And then he would go on to thrust his hips, swivel them around and say, AJ rocks. AJ rocks as we went to commercial. And when we came back, we had the match. Kofi Kingston versus AJ Styles. We had a really fun, competitive match here. Started off with a good pace until Styles chucked Kingston to the steel steps. Almost stepped in Wood's way to prevent him from getting involved, which led to the break. Kingston mounted a comeback and went for the Trouble in Paradise, but Styles caught him in midair with an enziguri. Kingston fought Styles off of the top rope and hit a splash on his back for a 2. Styles applied a calf crusher, but Kingston got his foot on the ropes. Styles tried for the pin again. Kofi kicked out. Styles was set up for this. Was great. I loved the way Xavier got involved with having to not really physically get involved. So AJ's on the apron. Kofi's stumbling up to his feet. AJ grabs the top rope. He goes to leap up for the phenomenal forearm, and you just hear, and it scares AJ, and he falls back down off onto the apron. Can't hit the phenomenal forearm because he was distracted by the trombone. I thought that was a brilliant spot. I don't think we've ever seen that. A guy going for a high-flying move, and they used the trombone noise to freak him out and scare him to stop him from doing the move. That was so creative. Yes, I'm praising them for a spot. I thought this was funny, creative, great. Styles then tried to go for the forearm, but Kofi was ready and willing and able, countered it right into an SOS, and pinned AJ Styles to pick up the victory. I actually really enjoyed this match. I think this was the best match of the entire night. Going forward in the back, I just lost my spot. There we go. Kevin Patrick, the new backstage interview guy, asked Sheamus, why'd you accept the match with Bobby Lashley tonight after going through that brutal match last night with Drew McIntyre? Sheamus said, well, he has to. Can't just sit around. Said he wasn't going to back down from a fight. Patrick asked about McIntyre helping him, and Sheamus said, just like Drew said, it's a respect thing. All of a sudden, Riddle would interrupt, and he's doing circles around the two on his scooter. And Sheamus asked him if it was easy to ride that thing and acted interested. Riddle goes, heck yeah, I just lubed up and greased up the wheels. Take it for a spin. Sheamus takes I can't even believe I'm going to say this. Sheamus takes the scooter, and instead of riding it, hits Riddle in the gut with it. Riddle was hurting. Sheamus walks away, and he goes, was it something I said, bro? Oh. Sheamus going to get a fucking U.S. title shot against Riddle at Mania. I see it now after losing, and I'm going to look this up. How many matches in a row now? Sheamus has lost. Like, this is no joke. Sheamus has literally lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches in a row. 5 matches in a row he has lost. And they're just going to throw him into the U.S. title picture? You better pick up a big win next week. And what I think they're probably going to end up doing is a non-title match next week. Sheamus versus Riddle. Sheamus wins, beats Riddle. And then, well, they say, hey, Sheamus beat the champ. Now he gets a title shot at Mania. I see them going that route. But it's just like, why? Yes, Sheamus is good. Damn near great. But he hasn't won a match. I mean, he won the gauntlet. The last match he won was the gauntlet match. Before that, he hadn't won a match since before the Royal Rumble. So, we'll see. But it does look like they're going to go Riddle, Sheamus, Mania. U.S. title on the line. WWE then congratulated themselves on having over 50 billion views on YouTube. And we move into the third hour as we get Drew McIntyre versus both Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. McIntyre was in control early and set up Benjamin for a Claymore, but Alexander pulled him out of the ring. McIntyre went after Benjamin and tossed him around ringside before tossing him back into the ring. Alexander blind tagged in and chop blocked McIntyre. Hurt Business chucked McIntyre into the barricade as we went to a commercial break. Hurt Business remained in control after the break until McIntyre eventually came back by headbutting Benjamin. McIntyre hit Alexander with a clothesline and an overhead suplex before giving Benjamin a future shock DDT. McIntyre would then give Alexander a neck breaker and gave Benjamin a Claymore. McIntyre would then basically murder Cedric Alexander with a Claymore kick, probably one of the best looking ones ever done, and pin him to pick up the victory. So with that, both Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin are banned from ringside at WrestleMania, but you got to remember, MVP's not banned, at least not yet. So MVP in the back yelled at Benjamin and Alexander. Lashley would barge in and basically yell at them again, saying they can never get the job done. They can't get the job done, and now he's going to have to go out and find someone else to do so. Lashley would walk into a locker room with the usual 24/7 suspects, along with Ricochet, and say, you guys want an opportunity? I'm going to give you an opportunity right now. If any of you can take out Drew McIntyre before WrestleMania, then I'll give you a shot at this. You want your chance? Take him out. And they all looked more confused than enthused. You would think, okay, I'm down for this. And they all looked like, what the fuck was that? Bobby wants us to what? Yeah, Like they all looked super confused. Going forward, we had a non-title match. It was Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler with Reginald against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose with Naomi and Lana on commentary. And I don't know what it was, but Naomi and Lana on commentary just was off. They seemed nervous. I don't know if there was microphone issues or something, but they both seemed kind of nervous on commentary for some reason, and I don't understand why at all. Early on in this match, Mandy Rose got in Reginald's face, so he slipped into the ring. He did a flip to show off to Nia Jax before leaving the ring. Naomi and the announcers were baffled that he can do this, that he could just jump in the ring, cause a distraction, and the ref doesn't do anything about it. The ref doesn't say, hey, don't do that again. The ref doesn't say, hey, you're now sent to the back for getting involved. No, the ref doesn't do anything about it. And especially Naomi was kind of like, what is this? He can just do what he wants and there's no repercussions? So there was some other stuff that happened. And then again, Reginald did another flip on the apron and Jax gave Brooke a Samoan drop to pick up the victory. Not much happened in this 2.5-minute match other than, hey, look at Reginald. Hey, look at Reginald. I have no clue what direction they're going with the women's tag titles. Are they going to do a multi-woman tag match? Is it going to be Lana and Naomi? I have no clue at all. I mean, on SmackDown, you're building up Tamina and Natty. On Raw, you're building up maybe Lana and Naomi. Maybe you also throw Mandy and Dana in there. 4 teams, there you go. Alexa Bliss was on her swing in the back. Told Randy Orton, you got rid of me, but you didn't. She said she was still in his life, and so was he. Bliss told Orton to be careful what you wish for. She giggled before saying, let me in the Fiend's voice. Next up, Shane McMahon and Elias and Jackson Riker were in the ring as we came back from a commercial break. Shane's left leg heavily wrapped up, and he was on a crutch. Shane said that he would have wiped the floor with Braun Strowman if not for his injury. He says he still plans to beat Braun once he's healed up and ready to go. Shane then said that Elias didn't exactly help himself out yesterday getting beat. Elias said, hey, I didn't have time to prepare. And Shane goes like, that's why I gave you a rematch tonight. You've had plenty of time to prepare for Braun, but we got something else we want to do first. And Elias is like, that totally understand that. They have a song they're going to play. Braun is stupid. The whole song was about saying, oh, Braun is stupid. Can't do 2 + 2 and this and that and all kinds of other shit. And then out would come Braun Strowman. Strowman said he didn't care. If Shane McMahon has to come to him with a peg leg, he's still going to beat his ass. He said he has a song for Elias. It's called The Man Who Gets These Hands. So then we get a video going to a break. Coming off of the break. The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. Little highlight package from WrestleMania 18. And then they go, hey, by the way, Hulk Hogan's one of the hosts of WrestleMania. We did get a 3-minute match. Braun Strowman and Elias. Basically, Braun Strowman threw Elias around for a while, and then he jumped to the outside. And I don't know if it's the first time they've done this or not, but Braun goes to do his little run around the ring and shoulder block somebody, and when he does the, all of a sudden you hear, they play a fucking train going off in the building. I'm like, what the fuck? And the whole time, he hits Elias. He keeps on running. He's going for Jackson Riker. He ramps it up. He hits Jackson Riker. And I'm like, what is this stupid ass shit? Okay, it's kind of cool. You added the train noise to his entrance. You got the smokestacks going off. But we don't need it during the match. I bet you if there was a crowd and they did this with the crowd there, they would start booing the shit out of this. Like, this is stupid. This is stupid. Or, what's this bullshit? Like, we don't need this at all. Finally, this match only went 3 minutes. Braun throws him back in the ring, Elias, that is. Hits him with the power slam, pins him 1, 2, 3. And as he gets to his feet, Shane jumps in the ring and hits him with a crutch. Braun no-sells it. Strowman was about to go after Shane when Shane bolted, jumped out of the ring, ran up the apron, or not up the apron, but up the ramp, looking perfectly fine. So Strowman says, give me a mic, give me a mic, give me a mic. He said, hey, Shane, you look like you've healed up. Now, challenging you to a match at WrestleMania. What do you say? Shane says, all right, I accept. And I'll let you pick whatever type of a match that you want. I'll win whatever stupid match you pick. Now, I don't know what match they're going to pick. I kept saying they should do Falls Count Anywhere or something like that. But the whole story here is Shane calls Braun stupid. Braun gets mad. Shane runs away. Well, Hell in a Cell is what I think they could do. I think this match has a good chance of being a Hell in a Cell match. You could say, what about a regular cage match? Yeah, but it doesn't feel big enough for WrestleMania. So if they put these two inside Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania and Shane can't run away, I think that's the route you go. I think that's the route they go. As far as WrestleMania does go, they did let us know a few of the matches taking place on night 1 and a few of the matches taking place on night 2. As far as night 1 does go, we do have the WWE Championship on the line. Bobby Lashley defending against Drew McIntyre. Also on night 1, the SmackDown Women's Championship will be on the line with Sasha Banks defends against Bianca Belair. And finally, also on night 1, The Miz will take on Bad Bunny. As far as Sunday, April 11th, night 2 does go, the Universal Championship will be on the line. Roman Reigns versus Edge. But that match, 99% sure, is getting turned into a triple threat this Friday. Also, the Raw Women's Championship will be on the line when Asuka defends against Rhea Ripley, also on night 2. Fast forwarding a little bit, they also stated that the Fiend versus Randy Orton will also be taking place on night 2. So when you're looking at things, night 2 so far seems like the better night. There's going to be more matches announced. I know there's going to be, again, Braun versus Shane. We don't know what night that's on. Riddle versus Sheamus. We don't know what night that's going to be on. Probably get Apollo versus Big E. Probably get a women's tag title match. We don't know about the Raw tag title match yet. We got to get a SmackDown tag title match. So there's still a number of matches to be announced. And we'll see exactly how many matches they do put on each night. Also, they messed up big time. Someone in production is getting yelled at. Because when they went to show the graphic for the Universal title match, they showed the Miz Bad Bunny graphic again. And then when they thought they had it fixed, they showed the Miz Bad Bunny graphic again. And then showed Roman versus Edge. So Tom Phillips had to what's it called? Ad-lib there. And he's like, yeah, so what will happen when the head of the table defends his title against the rated R superstar Edge? I'm like, oh boy. But then we move into our main event segment. Randy Orton wants the Fiend. Randy Orton came out wearing a hoodie and shorts and had a black bag with him. He said it would be over tonight for the Fiend and for Bliss. Tonight would finally end all the bullshit. Yes, he said bullshit on television. Alexa Bliss would appear on the stage holding a Jack-in-the-Box toy. A Fiend puppet would pop out of it, and the lights would go out. When they came back on, the Fiend was behind Orton. Orton grabbed the gas can and basically poured it all around the Fiend, but the Fiend didn't move. The Fiend just stood there as Orton doused him with gas. Orton grabbed a match. Before he could light it, the Fiend took a step towards him. Orton said, fuck it, and laid him out with an RKO. Alexa would then enter into the ring, staring down Randy, and as he did, the Fiend stood right up, no selling the RKO. The Fiend then put Randy Orton in the mandible claw and hit him with his sister Abigail. Bliss giggled and pranced around before staring and pointing at the WrestleMania sign. Flames would then go off under the WrestleMania sign as they let us know on commentary this match has just been made. The Fiend will be taking on Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Bliss kneeled in front of the Fiend as the show went off the air. They were making a statement, or at least trying to make a statement. Got that graphic made pretty quick for a match that they didn't know about 30 seconds ago. I'm just kidding. I know. But with that, that was Monday Night Raw. Remember, guys, you can be part of the show by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, 510-906-1341. Also, I'm banning somebody in the Twitch or in the text message bin. Don't tell me what to do. Basically, there's a text message from last night's Fastlane review. This person just sent in a text, big old long 2-paragraph thing, shitting on WWE, and I'm like, I'm not going to read that. So he sends me another message, read my comment in its entirety next time. How about I just ban you from the text bin? How about that, buddy boy? But this person's not banned. They said, WWE find a new Thunderdome for the night after WrestleMania, and do you see them going back to the Amway Center in May if the Orlando Magic don't make the playoffs? Well, I think by May, they're going to want to be traveling. I heard June at the latest, they want to start traveling again with fans in the stands. As far as going back to the Amway Center, I think the Magic make the playoffs. But as far as where they go after WrestleMania, the rumor right now is they'll be going to the Yuling Center. Yuling Center, which is still in Tampa. And it is on, I want to say, the campus of South Florida, University of South Florida in Tampa. So that's what it looks like they'll be going to regarding the Thunderdome following WrestleMania. And speaking of that, I did get confirmation. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown the week before WrestleMania will both be pre-taped shows because literally after they finish filming the April 2nd SmackDown, they got to start moving their shit out because that was the last date that they paid for apparently in the contract that they have with the Tampa Bay Rays. April 2nd, that's your out date. You can film on that day, but you're done after that. You got to be out. They want more than a week's time, or they want about a week's time to get the stadium ready for that first Rays home game against the Yankees. So April 2nd, last date inside of the Tropicana Field. And both the Monday Night Raw on April 5th and the SmackDown on April 9th will be pre-taped shows. This person here states, what stipulation you like to see for Orton in the Fiend match at Mania? And did you notice before the Fiend was supposed to come out, he popped up under the ring early? No, I didn't notice that. And I don't know. Maybe they don't even add a stipulation. They probably will. But we'll see. I don't know. This person says, what are your thoughts about the Hurt Business being banned from ringside at WrestleMania? I think it's fine. I think it's good, actually, because I want Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre in a straight-up match with no bullshit. So, actually, I think it's a great idea. Do you think Omos and AJ Styles could break up after Mania? No, because I think they win the tag titles. Person says, what's up with Keith Lee and Aleister Black? I don't know. Keith Lee said he'll be back soon. Aleister Black has been silent for a long time. Says after this year's WrestleMania going back to one night or keep that. Nobody knows. Literally nobody knows if Mania is going to be a 2-night event next year. Now, I would assume it is because, well, actually, no, I can't even assume. I'd assume because they announced it as they didn't. No, nobody knows. They could still do it a 2-night. We got a year before next year's Mania. They can announce it as a 2-night thing. We know it's going to be at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. And they could say, hey, Saturday and Sunday. First says, who do you think challenges for the U.S. title at WrestleMania? Like I said earlier, Sheamus. First says, do you potentially see Sheamus? Yes, Sheamus versus Riddle. Why can't we have Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison instead? Like I stated, I think Morrison's not cleared from his knee injury a few weeks ago. I talked to somebody within WWE who felt the same thing but couldn't confirm it. And this last text says, do you think The Fiend drives a monster truck in his entrance since he didn't get to do it last year? I think I heard him talk about wanting to do it I have no clue because I never heard that. I don't know. It's cool, but I'd rather see the babyface do it, Randy Orton. Driving a cool monster truck into the building at WrestleMania, it's more of a babyface thing. Especially if you're not like I know you're going to say, well, what about Rusev? He got to drive a tank in. That fit his character. This doesn't fit either guy's character. So if you're going to do it with one, you do it with the baby face. But with that, guys, that's going to do it for this Monday Night Raw review. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, you can follow us on social media. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And follow us on Twitter, PW Unlimited. Also, remember to check out our website, pwunlimited.co, and turn on those notifications on our website, just like over 600 of you already have, so that way you know when new news goes up on the website. But that we'll be back live right here Wednesday for AEW and NXT. So have a great, great night, guys, and I'll see you next time. All right. If you are still watching on Twitch, also